Cameron Indoor Stadium is sold out as the Duke Blue Devils will take on Notre Dame. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale, Chris Budden here in Durham, and a game of vital importance to Notre Dame. As a matter of fact, Joe Lunardi has this game listed on his list of last gasps for teams that are on the tournament bubble. Duke, of course, they're fighting it out for a 1 seed right now, solidly on the 2 line, according to Joey Brackett. So, Dick Vitale, this is a game that if Duke were to lose it, there would be some consequences. But this is a game that Notre Dame desperately needs because in terms of those signature wins, they played Duke on the road today. One of their last couple of home games is against Florida State. I don't know that they have the signature resume-building opportunity outside of those two.
Absolutely. This game becomes a must. Mike Bray probably told us before the game. He said, we told our kids, this is an opportunity. Last year, he said, Syracuse capitalized on it. They had 13 losses, but they came here and they beat Duke here on a Monday night game. So the bottom line is he's motivated his players. He has them inspired, ready to compete. And I'll tell you one thing, they're going to play hard. Are they good enough to win?
Duke can't get on the board first as that deep jumper was off the mark for Wendell Moore.
Guy we got to watch from Notre Dame, tremendous rebounder, John Mooney. Might be the best rebounder in the nation. The last 2 years, he's been a double-double machine.
Rex Pfluger throws one up to Juwan Durham, who lost it, and it's taken away by Matthew Hurt, the freshman, getting the start in place of Cassius Stanley. An eye injury suffered earlier in practice this week, so we'll see if Stanley can get in. He is not starting.
Durham's a transfer out of Connecticut, gives him great size on the interior.
Speaking of great size, Vernon Carey flips it back up top. That floater, the backboard first for Moore, wouldn't go, and then a foul called. Looks like it will go against Carey.
Yeah, Carey with a little push-off got called in the interior. Boy, what a year he's had for a diaper dandy. He's in the running for Player of the Year. You can also factor in his teammate, Trey Jones. He's been that important to do. It's a veteran team, and you look at Notre Dame, got a lot of age and experience on the court. They've lost so many tough games, 7 by a total of 15 points.
Up and under move for the game's first points. Juwan Durham able to flip one around Vernon Carey.
I think he should get more playing time.
The starting lineup for Duke for the first time this season does not feature Cassius Stanley. Again, an eye injury. Hurt in practice, so he's on the bench, and it looks like at some point he may give it a go, but not in the starting lineup. Matthew Hurt, another freshman, takes his spot. Here's Pfluger from the corner, rims out a 3.
Tell you one thing, one of their strengths in Notre Dame is shooting the 3. They lead the conference in made threes, 9.5 a game.
Mid-range jumper won't go for Trey Jones.
Pfluger's a guy, 6 years, got a red shirt year, an extra year. Veteran player, understands how to play, cerebral, played at Modern Day High School, California.
Pfluger alone in the corner. Can't hit it again. 0 for 2 on 2 wide open looks.
One thing about Mike Bray told us before the game, when 5 kids are all graduating, and Pfluger's going to get an MBA.
Pfluger kicks it, so the shot clock back up to 20 for Duke. Hurt gets to the baseline, off the window, and a soft touch for the freshman Matthew Hurt.
He's got scoring ability, Bob. Big-time scorer all time in Minnesota, Scholastic ranks. He's had some magical moments, and he's had some down moments. Coach K calls it the development of a player. He's going through the process, learning how to play at this tempo and this speed and the physicality of the college game.
Here's John Mooney.
What a
Double-double machine.
What a career he's had. 20 double-doubles, tied for the nation with the most double-doubles.
And knocks down the 15-footer.
Good 15-foot open shot. Came to Notre Dame after Billy Donovan got the job down at Oklahoma City, the Thunder, where he's doing a heck of a job this year.
Goldwire is able to connect.
Goldwire is a guy that you talked about earlier when we talked with Coach K. One of those complimentary players taking advantage of getting playing time. And he does it really, especially on the defensive end. That's two-man game.
Nice slip to the goal by Durham.
Tell you, Durham looks really good early.
All right, Carl, thanks very much as we welcome you to the 469th consecutive sellout here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Just underway, Duke and Notre Dame trading baskets, a game vitally important to the Fighting Irish. As coming into today, Joe Lunardi had this as one of the last gasp games on the NCAA tournament bubble. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale and Chris Button. And we have played pretty much nonstop since the start as Duke has the early 2-point lead. Here's Vernon Carey pinning deep, and he draws the foul on Jawan Durham.
Nice drop step right there by Carey, the diaper dandy. Certainly a leading candidate for Player of the Year, along with the likes of Trey Jones, his teammate, Warren down there in Louisville. But I will tell you this. You talked about Joe Lunardi, the Pope. When the Pope Lunardi speaks, when he speaks, they better listen. And I agree with him. There's no doubt about it. This game is a must game for Notre Dame. They don't give many opportunities because this is not a vintage ACC, Bob, this year. I mean, we got 4 teams that we know are going to be in a tournament when you look at Duke, Louisville, Florida State, and Virginia. But after that, all those other teams need some big wins. And the Irish need big wins. They've lost 7 games by a total of 15 points. Frustration, not able to make the big play and be consistent at winning time.
And when you factor in this game on the road at Duke and a home game against Florida State at the end of the season, I think that's why Joe Lunardi refers to this as one of those last gasp games, because just running out of opportunities to get that signature win. You know, Mike Bright told us before the game, he brought Syracuse up as an example. Said, guys, last year Syracuse had 13 losses. They won the NCAA tournament, but they won on Big Monday at Duke, and that got them in.
That got them in the tournament, and that's what you got to do, Chris. You got to win the big game when you get that opportunity.
And Chris Button, it's been a roller coaster schedule for Duke of late.
It does when you factor in UNC. That was a late Saturday game, and then FSU winning that one. The emotional take on these guys, that was Mike Krzyzewski's biggest fear. It wasn't the mental fatigue or the physical fatigue, it was the emotional fatigue. So he's trying to figure out how much practice these guys need. He can't give them too much time off because they got another game to prep for. So the guys that are not playing a lot are getting more practice time. He's asking his assistant coaches, let me know who needs what. So it's not about big team practices, more of individual workouts for certain guys.
Well, Chris, the last 4 games for Duke, according to Mike Krzyzewski, said we would have been happy if we split or got 3. They actually won all 4 at Syracuse, at Boston College, at North Carolina, of course, in the thriller in overtime when they came from 13 down in the last 5 minutes. And then, of course, the win over Florida State just a couple of nights later, Dick, after beating North Carolina. So that's got Duke up there with Louisville and FSU at the top of the ACC. But as we talked about with Joe Lunardi, he only has those top 3 teams solidly in the field. He's got Virginia right now as an 11 seed. So even the Hoos are barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Could you imagine if only 4 teams from the ACC made the NCAA tournament?
Well, that's very possible this year. You look right out there, I think everybody would agree. The Big Ten from top to bottom has been dynamite. The Big East has been dynamite. Unreal every game. You got to capitalize on opportunities when they come your way. And right now, Notre Dame has lost so many heartbreaking games. But the bottom line is they got to start putting something positive on that resume.
Carey at the line, 64% so far this season, but there is not a player in the ACC that has gotten to the line more often. He's also second in made free throw attempts this season, putting him 4th overall In the ACC, it's 17.5 per game.
You know what's really interesting when you look at Notre Dame and you prepare for the game? They lead the nation when you talk about least number of turnovers, turnover to assist to turnover ratio. They lead the nation, least number of fouls committed.
One note as far as the starting lineup is concerned for Duke, Cassius Stanley, an eye injury, was hurt in practice earlier this week and not getting the start for the first time this season. He started all 23 games that he has played. Mooney wide open from the wing. That's short.
He doesn't have a pretty release, you know, but the bottom line, he's such a productive player. When you read it and look about his rebound and totals, no defense right there, right by him to the goal.
And Notre Dame, everything revolves around John Mooney, who has been a double-double machine so far this season. Dane Goodwin turns it over here. 20 double-doubles this year, 41 in his career, and 40 of those 41 in the last 2 seasons.
He averages 13 rebounds a game. Yet all the so-called gurus who rate players don't have him as a guy going to be drafted. He's got to be able to make somebody's roster. He's a tough, tenacious kid, and he knows how to track the ball down and go after a rebound. He knows how to do that.
Soft touch for O'Connell. And it looks like a foul will be called on Javin DeLauria. Well, John Mooney on the Karl Malone top 10 finalists. He is number 7 in Notre Dame history with 41 career double-doubles, but since the start of the 2018-2019 season, no player in all of college basketball has had more double-doubles than John Mooney.
Amazing. I'll tell you one thing, 13 rebounds a game, playing tough competition.
Kept it alive on the offensive glass there, but tapped it out after TJ Gibbs couldn't hit the finger roll.
The most ever by a guy in the ACC rebounding is a guy going to go to the Hall of Fame, no doubt about it, Tim Duncan. He had 14.7 rebounds when he played at Wake Forest in 1997. Nice change of direction.
Moore pulls the string, though. Offensive rebound, booted out of bounds by Alex O'Connell.
You know, the one thing that's really, when you look at the statistics and prepare for the game, look at Notre Dame. They lead the conference in made threes, 9.5 a game. On the other end, you look at Duke, they lead the conference defending the three. So something's got to give. Mike Bray sat over here on the Duke side for years. 6 times he was on that sideline when he went to the Final Four as Mike's second lieutenant.
He's the only former player or assistant coach that has become a head coach that's played a Mike Krzyzewski coach Duke team and beaten them. All the other guys have come up empty. Hadn't been much of a sample size, at least as much as you would think. Rolling to the goal is Juwan Durham, and he is fouled by Jack White.
You know, Durham's been very active here. You look at Durham, you wonder why he doesn't get more playing time. He seems agile. He's got the great size. He had an ACL injury when he's out for a while a year ago. Take a look right here. Wow. Mike Bray 5 and 7, right down the list.
I was just surprised at how infrequently guys have had an opportunity to coach a team that's played Duke. Obviously, being in the same league, Notre Dame is going to get Duke frequently, but 5 times a Mike Krzyzewski apprentice has coached against him and won, and all 5 times it's been Mike Bray.
Well, a lot of times they try to avoid that, playing each other, but if you're in the same conference, you can't avoid it. I mean, he believes in loyalty. You look at his staff, it's all former Duke players. They know how to feel the excitement of playing at Duke. They know the pressure that's on Duke players, and he wants that. He wants guys that have been there.
Wide off the mark. At 3 rims up, but the follow by Juwan Durham off the Krzyzewski miss.
Why don't that guy get more playing time? Come on, Bob. I got to call Mike Bray up. Digger told me yesterday, I talked to Digger on the phone. He said, I like the potential of that kid. Digger, by the way, is a big fan of Mooney. He said, Mooney can play for me any day of the week. Remember, Digger, to me, he built this program when he took over. It was unbelievable what he did with the Irish.
White from the wing. That gets stuck. The arrow will give it to Notre Dame.
There's no doubt we're going to get an incredible effort out of the kids at Notre Dame today. Is it good enough to win? That's the question mark. As far as effort, energy, enthusiasm, the 3 E's, which you possess, Robert, the 3 E's. You had it rolling last night at dinner. Oh, man, we had a great dinner last night at the Sienna Hotel.
I thought the 3 E's for me were eggs, egg rolls, and eat.
I think you're right.
Fluger being hounded at midcourt by Goldwire.
Give the ball up.
Look at
Give the
Goldwire
ball
just
up.
about picked his pocket.
Give it
He
up.
takes it away.
Oh, give it up.
Goldwire cruises in for 2.
Poor job right there. A poor job by Mr. Fluger, who's a veteran player. You don't pounce the ball. That was like an ego thing, me against him, and it cost his team 2. He's such a heady player. Not really, you don't expect that out of Rex Fluger.
Krzyzewski hands it off to Durham. Now it is Fluger. Got caught in no man's land. Offensive foul.
Oh, take a look at this. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Dribble, dribble, dribble. And goodbye. There they go. Thank you. Give him an assist. Does he get an assist for that? He should get an assist.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots, now in 2 great tropical flavors. Welcome back to Duke, and welcome back to the ACC on ESPN. Blue Devils have an early 4-point lead over Notre Dame in a game that Notre Dame desperately needs to try and boost their resume up to getting on the right side of the bubble, according to Joe Lunardi. Matthew Hurt got the start today in place of Cassius Stanley with an eye injury. He's off the mark, and Hurt has had a roller coaster season for Duke.
Nice drive down the lane. Great drive down the lane.
Prentice Hub able to lay one in.
He's been a guy that's had 20 number of times this year. He's a guy that can score. He's a little inconsistent shooting the 3, but he has good scoring ability.
Goldwire off the feed from Carey. Knocks it down.
That's a big plus. They go inside, outside. You don't expect offense like that from when you look at Goldwire. You expect the defense that we saw him put on Fluger. That's no surprise.
Hub with an air ball.
That's what I'm talking about. He's a little inconsistent shooting the ball.
Yeah, Goldwire coming off a career-high 13 versus Florida State last week. I asked him where his biggest growth has been since last year. He said, it's just my confidence. Last year, only playing 8 minutes a game, I'd get in. I'd be afraid if I missed a shot, I had to go sit back on the bench. Now, knowing this offseason, I was going to get more playing time. I spent time working on my shot. My confidence grew. Now when I know I'm out there, I'm not playing with any more fear.
You know, he's a guy, Chris, you talk about. Kerry comes up empty with a brick on a free throw line. He's the guy who was not a McDonald's High School All-American. So when you talk about guys like that, and O'Connell, guys who have contributed to his team, White, Deloria, those guys were not supers like we had here in the past when we think about the greats. What about Zion Williamson? Do you think he can play in the NBA?
I think so.
Oh, come on, man. Anybody who's questioning what that guy can play, his explosiveness, the lane is a lot wider, gives him more space to operate.
They never call 3 seconds in the NBA, so you basically stay in the lane as long as you want.
And they don't call a walk. They don't call carry, so you can carry the ball and explode for a dunk.
Gibbs bumped on the release. No whistle. And here comes Trey Jones.
They got a Gibbs to give him some basketball. He's certainly a guy that's got a lot of experience, he's got a lot of success. He's got to be able to contribute.
Smoothly done by Vernon Carey right over the top of Mooney.
Getting the ball in too deep, too easily.
And by the way, Juwan Durham, the foul that put Carey at the free throw line the last trip was his second. So already Mike Bray has some foul trouble to deal with as he is forced to sit Juwan Durham down.
Tell you what, Duke has really locked up the perimeter on the jump shot.
Mooney can't answer.
Notre Dame, not a strong offensive rebounding team. That was witnessed in the game against Virginia. Also in that game, they went like 6 for 26 shooting the 3. And that's not their forte. They got to make at least 10 threes, I think, to win this game.
Well, they're 0 for 6.
Yeah, 0 for 6 to start with.
Duke now turns it over. And coming up next on ESPN, a big one in the Big Ten. Number 9, Maryland, sitting atop the Big Ten standings. Squares off against a Michigan State team looking to turn things around to get back into the top 25, as you would imagine they would this week. It's Maryland-Michigan State coming up next at Breslin.
Well, you know, Michigan State wins this game. They're back in the Big Ten race. They become one game behind. They go to 10-5. This game is big for Michigan State. Maryland's won 7 games in a row. And what about Penn State winning 8 in a row? What a job Coach Chambers and his kids have done up there in Nittany Land. I think they're the biggest surprise in basketball.
There's the first 3 of the game for Notre Dame. They need a bucket of those, but Dane Goodwin is able to knock one down.
Well, he's capable of doing that. That's one of his fortes. Come off the bench, make some threes.
White gives it away to Pfluger.
Mooney with a screen and a roll. They missed him. Had him down inside. Want to pick up that dribble.
Prentice Hub floats one up to Mooney.
Nice little 2-man play there by Hub and Mooney. I'm telling you, Mooney should be on a roster somewhere in the NBA. The guy knows how to rebound. He reacts to the ball well. He's got good hands. He's got good anticipation ability. It's no surprise and shock that he rebounds the way he does. He's been doing it for 2 years, man. He did it against all the greats in the ACC in the past.
And there he is at the rim again.
Nice movement without the ball. And yet all the guys say, look at all the recruiting NBA charts, and he's not in terms of the first 2 rounds. Give me a break. He comes to play, good attitude, mental toughness, and I agree with my man Digger Phelps again, because he told me that yesterday. He said, I'd want him on my team.
Baker, spin move, fouled on the spin.
Watch how he posts inside. Look at him get nice and wide, great position, turns, knows what he wants to do with the left hand. And then Mooney says, hey, watch me down low. I know what I'm doing too. He moves without the ball, great catch. He has terrific hands. That's why he's such a good rebounder. He's got that nose for where the ball is. A lot of guys only can rebound when the ball's in their territory. He goes laterally for rebound.
Rare turnover for Trey Jones, dribbled off his left foot as he was pressured by Prentice Hub. That's the 3rd turnover for Duke.
Trey's brother right away is in the crowd here today, plays for the Grizzlies now. I asked him what John Morant. He said special. Special, Dickie V. Special. There he is right there. Tyus, boy, he was a terrific player when he played at Duke. Led him to a national title.
Well, the story was Trey took Coach Krzyzewski on a tour of their home when they were recruiting Tyus. And Coach K walked into Trey Jones' 12-year-old bedroom and saw nothing but Duke paraphernalia all over the walls. Said, well, if I get Tyus, I think I got a pretty good chance of getting Trey as well, as this was always where Trey wanted to go to school.
Boy, I always know you come up with these stories. I didn't know that. That's a great story. Robert, great story. I love it.
I appreciate it. The ego boost continues. Back in a moment.
Do that today by going to Quilton.com.
.7:39 to go in the first half here with Duke on top by 1 against Notre Dame. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Chris Budden.
Taking good shots has really got to be a priority. That's a turnover you don't want.
A fumble by Prentice Hub and a slip pass. That's finished by Trey Jones.
You know, Trey Jones finishes it. Nice pass for the layup. But it's a live ball turnover like that. Duke's going the other way for 2. You had the live ball turnover when they stripped the ball goal wire. Another turnover right here. You can't win games like that on the road making those kind of plays, Bob.
Notre Dame averages 9.8 turnovers per game. You talked about this. That's fewest of any team in America. They've already turned it over 6 times here in the first half.
They also lead the nation in assist to turnover ratio. They lead the nation fewest fouls per game. Leads the nation fewest turnovers per game, as you just said, 9.75.
Deep post position for Carey.
Carey's been tough for them to handle on the inside. Then Vernon Carey's old school, man, down in the low post, showing he can play with the back of the basket. He's an old school kind of player, very effective player. Nice pass.
Carey meets Gibbs, though. Shuts down the driving angle, and now Gibbs caught. Tied up by Goldwire, held ball right in front of the Duke bench, and the arrow belongs to the Blue Devils.
Look at this right here. As you see the Irish, they lead the nation in. I mean, fouls, games, 12.4. Assist to turnover, 1.74. Turnovers. I mean, it's unbelievable with those kind of stats that they've been able to lose so many close games. Lost 7 games by a total of 15 points. Carey's been tough for them to handle on the inside. Oh, nice
move.
move.
Mooney, and lays it in.
Great move right there against Mooney. He's winning that battle down in the post, showing why I think he's the MVP in the league. I really do right now. If I were casting a ballot, you can make a case for Trey Jones. He's their catalyst, their defensive stopper. I mean, but I think that Carey has been a difference maker all year.
Goldwire just about had another takeaway. Instead, it's a wide open look for Goodwin. Can't connect. The tip follow for Pfluger. Rolls off the rim.
Not shooting the three well here today. That's a bad sign for Fighting Irish fans. The three ball is big to them.
Carey for 3. Yes.
Oh, Mr. Carey says, I go inside, I go outside. And the Cameron Crazies love it. All those 1,500 SATs, the average to get in here. And they didn't take me. And I had 1,500. 500 3 times I took it, Bob. Oh, what a place, what an environment, what a venue. Mr. Carey, nothing but nylon.
Nothing run of their own, and they've pushed the lead up to double figures.
And it's really created by their defense. Their defense has been suffocating here on the perimeter, giving Notre Dame all kinds of problems.
TJ Gibbs is able to draw the foul here on Jordan Goldwire. That's his first.
TJ Gibbs has been really quiet in this game thus far.
Mooney thought about the quick trigger 3.
Can't panic now. You panic, that lead will balloon up big time.
And Durham back in the game and having an immediate impact. So Mike Bray obviously saying this is an important stretch. These last 5 minutes or so, he's going to try to buy some more time with Juwan Durham on the floor with 2 fouls. And now they play some zone.
Yeah, play some zone to try and protect him in that lane as well. But he's really looking good, that young guy. Very agile.
Hurt from the elbow. That rolls off.
And who comes down with it? Why is Mooney always in the right place, the right time? It's no accident.
You're going to be Mooney's agent by the time the draft rolls around.
He's really a guy that I don't think is rated like he should be. I really don't. I mean, people look for all the high-wired jumping jacks. This kid knows how to play.
Seals inside and scores.
Great hands. He has terrific. Knows how he snatched that ball. He snatched that ball. Billy Donovan wanted him there with the Gators.
And Billy Donovan said, I'm going to the NBA. If you want him at Notre Dame, I would take him, Mike Bray, in a heartbeat. Mike Bray said, I hadn't even seen him. We just called him up and told his dad we're going to offer him a scholarship.
Well, maybe he'll take him now in the NBA.
Stutter step at the elbow, pure for Trey Jones.
Big-time player. Trey Jones is a winner. Has a winner's mentality. What he did against North Carolina was epic, was incredible. Missing a shot deliberetely on the foul line, getting the rebound and scoring.
Plus the foul for Juwan Durham.
Where's this guy come from? I'm looking at the scouting report. Very little do we hear about Mr. Durham except, oh, he has some size. He has more than size. See, they're going to listen to Richard Digger Phelps. He told me that yesterday.
Juwan Durham began his career at UConn, now making a name for himself in Notre Dame.
Wow.
We know about Juwan Durham, and you're putting John Mooney in the NBA by yourself.
Yeah, he's with that great catch inside. I want to be his agent, man.
Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. And so far, it's been a showcase for the big men, as Vernon Carey and John Mooney have both been terrific. Speaking of terrific big men, we're going to have some of the Super Tuesday doubleheader starting in Madison. The Badgers host the Boilermakers, then Coach Cal and his 12th-ranked Wildcats square off against number 25 LSU down in Baton Rouge. Super Tuesday coverage begins at 7 Eastern on ESPN as well as the ESPN app.
A little token half-court pressure, and we'll fall back in the zone. You know, Durham averages about 18 minutes a game. You would think he'd play at least 25. Watch what we watched out here. He averaged about 8 points a game this time.
He's playing right now with 2 fouls. Does not want to pick up that third going up against Vernon Carey. And he's not going to get fouled as Carey hangs from the rim.
Tell you one thing, he's got great drop step moves. He really knows how to utilize his footwork exceptionally well. Durham with the 2 fouls, played Matador defense. Oh, terrible
Carey
pass.
gets the steal, crosses over. That's his first miss from the floor, but the follow is there for Tre Jones.
Tell you one thing, turning the ball over. Duke's defense has been suffocating and causing a nightmare. They're supposed to be the best at not turning the ball over. We don't see that here today.
His foul called on Tre Jones. That's his first.
Now watch here right now, Mr. Carey. Now watch this. He's going to use that unbelievable drop step. Now watch this. There he puts the arm on him. He drop steps. He feels really well where the defense is, and he reacts to where he's feeling. He goes the opposite way. Drop step, using that post move. UB Brown, Clinic 101, and how to utilize your footwork down in the post.
Mooney can't hit over the top of Carey. Pfluger back tap right to Tre Jones. Jones pull up 3. Got it!
T.O. baby, T.O. baby. Mr. Jones and Mr. Carey, one of the dynamic duos inside, outside in college basketball. 2 dynamite players, and all the Cameron crazies love it. Future doctors, lawyers, presidential candidates right there in the crowd. Nothing but nylon. Wow. You know how tough it is to get into school academically? It is unbelievable.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
I couldn't even get near the door.
I'm glad they credential us for the games, much less let us in academically.
Hey, they asked me to spell Duke when I applied. I said,
Can't believe you got it wrong.
D, and I still spelled it wrong. That's Mom right there with her son, Tyus. That's my guy. That's your brother. That's your brother. And he said, yeah, Mom, he's going to make some cash like I am. And then you're going to be a happy lady.
What a difference a year makes for Tre Jones. He was a good player last year. He has become a terrific player. And no doubt about it, first-round pick as a sophomore. And now another giveaway for Notre Dame.
Boy, they are turning that ball over like you can't believe.
9 first-half turnovers for the Irish. They average less than 10 turnovers a game. Spot up 3. Hurt. Off the front rim.
Well, these 2 minutes are big to Notre Dame. They got to go on a little spurt here. Go in that locker room, feeling a little good about themselves. Down 12. They don't want to see this go up to 16, 17. Free ball not there for them today.
Pfluger will drive it instead. Scoop one up with the left hand. That won't go. Tapped around off the rim by Dane Goodwin and eventually tracked down by Alex O'Connell.
They make 9.5 per game. What did they make today? So about 1? Maybe 1-3?
1-3 so far.
9.5 lead the conference. Duke has the best defense in the conference on the 3, and you're seeing it here this afternoon.
Front of the rim, an easy one for Matthew Hurt.
Matthew Hurt down there at post. He's got to get stronger physically, and he will. He puts some strength to that body with his offensive skills and touch. He can become a special player.
Step back for Hub. That hits the front rim, and it won't go. But there's the tip follow for John Mooney.
John Mooney just keeps working and working and working. Always on the glass, 20 double-doubles this year. Where's been Gibbs in this game? Where's been Hub in this game? There's 2 guys that got to put points on the board for the Irish.
O'Connell off the right shoulder. That's rejected by Goodwin. O'Connell gets it back.
Gets it back to the right guy, too.
Jones? Yes.
To the right guy. That shot, you think they gave him some confidence after he made the plays he made against Carolina to win that game?
Mooney lays another one in, plus the foul. He's got 12.
Moves well without the ball. A lost art for basketball players. Everybody wants to bounce it to the deck. Good movement without the ball. And I want to make it very clear, I'm not saying the kid be a star in the NBA. What I'm simply saying, he can make somebody's roster. and he could be on somebody's bench where a coach needs a rebound or two and let him play.
Coming up on the Jeep halftime report, Reese, Seth, and the Fonz will be along, and they'll be talking about Louisville's struggles continuing at Clemson. We'll see. And Kentucky survives again at home. Boy, Ole Miss, if they're not winning, they're giving really good teams a tussle.
They had won 3 games in a row by big margins. They had blown away their rival, Mississippi State, by 28. They turned around, they beat Florida prior to that by like 16, and they beat South Carolina, who's been really good for
TJ Gibbs
by about 15.
on the offensive glass again. It's Mooney.
Mooney. Where's he getting some help from Gibbs and Hub and all those guys? They got to come through for him.
So Notre Dame, in spite of the fact they played a very un-Notre Dame-like first half, only down by 10.
There's Mooney working on the glass. Never stops. Never stops. He loves all the Rocky movies. Well, he might be a Rocky in terms for the NBA. I mean, he's a guy that I can't understand when I see those draft charts and I don't see his name on it either. Second round, I'm not saying first round. You know, one thing Mike Bray was very proud of, and he should be. He said, you know, Dick, before the game, Bob, as he talked to us, he said, my five players will all graduate, seniors, all 5. And that's been a priority. At Notre Dame, that was one of the great traits of Digger Phelps. Over 98% of his kids graduated during his era as a coach. And I could never, ever understand how he wasn't the first guy to be put up in a wall there at the arena and hanging a banner, because what he did for Notre Dame basketball was unique and special. I mean, he'll let you know, too, and tell you about the beating of UCLA in their 88-game win streak.
Yeah, he's mentioned that once or twice.
I've heard a few times.
Mooney comes out, gives a foul.
I don't blame him, though. I talk about it, too.
That's only the 15th foul on the Irish, so they still have one more to give. That's the first on Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney loves to play golf, too. Yes, sir. They tell me he really got that great swing. He's got to work on that jump shot a little bit more, get a little smoother swing.
Gets another rebound here. Pfluger will let one fly, and they will wave that one off. It'll be a 10-point lead at halftime for Duke over Notre Dame. Just about time for Reese, Seth, and LaFonso to take over at Breslin. It's time for the halftime report. Reese? Back to the Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Just about set for the start of the second half. Notre Dame trailing Duke by 10 in a game the Irish really need to win. And we've got some early trailblazers for this Duke program here. Some legends, Gene Banks and Danny Ferry in the building to watch Duke take on Notre Dame. And they have watched some big men get the job done down low. Notre Dame just has not gotten a lot of support from their perimeter players. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Chris Budden will join us in just a moment. Mike Krzyzewski told us before the game he's got the supporting cast weaving through the lineup, but the guys he knows he can depend upon every single game. Vernon Carey down low, Trey Jones up top.
Well, a dynamic duo. I think they're as good as any tandem you're going to find in basketball, inside and outside. They have 29 of their 42 points. On the other side, you turn around and you take a look at Notre Dame. 2 guys that average like 26 between them. When you think about Hub and you think about Gibbs, well, you know what they did? They were 1 for 6. 1 for 6. Those 2 guys were such an unbelievable factor in the first half right there, Carey and Jones. And then you factor in, they lead the conference making 9.5 threes. They made 1 for 10. You can't do that on the road against a quality team and expect to win.
Unable to finish the lob was Juwan Durham to start off the second half, but Durham and John Mooney between them, they scored 27 of Notre Dame's 32 in the first half. So the big men have gotten the job done around the basket. The perimeter players for Notre Dame have struggled as the Irish were 1 for 10 from three-point land in the first half. Here's Vernon Carey going back to work. Bumps into Mooney with the left hand. Soft roll.
And look at
Unable
rebounds.
to finish.
Look at rebounds. Always he anticipates, he tracks the ball down well, number 2, and number 3, he boxes out exceptionally well. You know,
another miss from short range for TJ Gibbs.
They're 0 for 2 in both possessions, had a chance right there to get 4 quick points. Mike Bray did a great job designing that opening play that they had for the lob.
Wendell Moore draws the foul, and if that's on Durham, that's his 3rd. That's who they've got. This is a tough spot for Mike Bray. Your only two effective players so far have been Jawan Durham and John Mooney, and you're down by 10. And now Durham just picked up his third. You leave him in, you take him out.
Well, I think Mike's going to go and leaving him in. He knows his personnel better than I do, obviously. And I'll tell you one thing. You're down 11 here. It gets a little danger time with Duke with their defense. And you can't afford to have guys say, well, he's going to make the change. He's going to make the change.
And Chris Budden, what have you got?
Yeah, Mike Bray told me at halftime the plan was to continue to feed the big guys inside since they're struggling from outside three-point range. He also told me at halftime he brought up the Louisville game they played. He said, we were down 14 in that game. We made an offensive run. Yes, we lost that game, but it proves that we can get into an offensive rhythm and come from behind.
Here's Mooney for three off the feed from Hub, and the big man steps outside and makes the second triple of the afternoon for Notre Dame.
He doesn't have a real pretty release, but the bottom line is he converts and he scores and he rebounds and he doesn't stop playing hard.
Carey stripped away by Pfluger. Gibbs hands one off.
Oh, he got to make that layup.
Can't finish.
Did he get bumped right there? I thought he got bumped. We're way up here.
Wendell Moore off the front rim.
Oh,
Gibbs hard into Vernon Carey, and Carey looks like he took it right across the bridge of the nose and gets called for the foul.
Gibbs much better than we've witnessed here. He's had really a solid career at Notre Dame. Comes from a great basketball family. Brothers played Pittsburgh, Connecticut.
A foul on Vernon Carey, his second.
Duke's done a great job. Let's give Duke credit, too, with their defense on the perimeter. They knew, they came in the scouting report that Notre Dame likes to shoot the three.
Prentice Hub misses a long two.
Hub has been real quiet. He's had some big games for Notre Dame.
With the left hand through traffic, Trey Jones.
Trey Jones, I'm telling you, he's become such a big-time player. No doubt he'll be a late first-round, at least, draft choice. He can guard the basketball, one of the great defensive players in college basketball on the perimeter.
Wendell Moore is called for his first. Well, tonight, the UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus from the Santa Ana Star Center in Rio Rancho, New Mexico comes your way. Corey Anderson and Jan Blachowicz, they will square off in the light heavyweight main event to order the main card in English and Spanish. It's ESPNplus.com. And be sure to download the ESPN app if you're watching on your mobile device. The prelims start at 5 Eastern.
Well, I know you're going to be on top of it because you're into that big time.
From the elbow, TJ Gibbs. Yes, I'm, of the two of us, the expert on UFC in this booth.
You are that.
Yeah.
There he goes, right at him.
Plus the foul for Vernon Carey.
You don't see many guys can play in the post anymore on a college level like you're watching Carey, putting a little clinic how to utilize footwork, drop step all day long. He says, get me the ball. Little Lionel Richie all day long. Get me the ball in the post. I can finish. There's the drop step. Goodbye. Lay it on the glass. Clinic 101, how to use your feet really well using a drop step, which is so effective.
It was all night long. Lionel Richie.
Yeah, all night long. Yeah, it was all night long.
I guess, well, day works.
I love Lionel. Seen him so many times.
Back in the game with the 3 fouls. Knocking it down once again is Jawan Durham. He's got 15.
Yeah, he averages 18 minutes a game. Watching him today, I think he should be playing like 25 to 28 minutes.
Mooney's got 2 fouls. You would think he'd be getting a very brief rest. Buried by Matthew Hurt.
He knew where to go with the ball. That guy can stroke it. He can stroke it. This Duke team has been very effective. It's not the dynamite explosive team of last year or teams in the past, but it's an efficient team that knows how to win.
Durham seals inside. Blocked by Carey on the backside.
What a play by Carey defensively.
The long rebound to Hurt. Off the Trey Jones miss. Jones gives it up. Goldwire lays it in.
What a nice pass. So efficient. Get a T.O., baby. Get a T.O., Mike. Get a T.O. Oh, the Irish need a T.O. Here come the Dukies, Mr. Wishu said. Here come the Dukies.
It's the largest lead for Duke. We'll step aside for just a moment.
Welcome back to Cameron Indoor. Such a hard place to get in this building with 469 consecutive sellouts. So how can you do it? You could be a student. You could live in a tent outside Krzyzewskiville. You can be an Iron Duke and donate a lot of money to try and get season tickets. You could also, hey, your name could be Zion. You could kind of just walk in the building. There's one other interesting way to get a ticket, and it is going to bluehealers.org. You can auction to win 2 tickets that Mike Lee donates to a charity. $810 was the winning bid to get 2 tickets into today's game.
Zion walks in, let me tell you this. He can get any seat he wants, anytime he wants. Wow. What a start he's had to his NBA career. Incredible.
Yeah, amazing. The folks behind the bench, I didn't think there was a seat for him, but somehow they were able to squeeze Zion in. That was nice, the folks right behind Mike Krzyzewski.
That's a nice play right there, too, finding the open man in transition. They are executing so well. They have really shut down the 3-ball.
Goodwin, a brick. That's pulled down by Goldwire, handed off to Trey Jones.
It's free and easy right now.
And that backdoor pass intended for Delorier, picked off by Goodwin. Prentice Hub hits a 3.
Hey, Hub gets a basket. About time. I need that from him. He's a scorer. He's got to put points on the board. So does Gibbs. The only thing in their favor right now, if you think of anything positive for Notre Dame, is that there's a lot of time left on the clock. Right now they're zoning. Mike Bray is really a solid tactician. He's done an amazing job over his tenure at Notre Dame. One thing he does as well, he fits the picture of what Notre Dame's about, academics and athletics.
Tough shot for Wendell Moore, couldn't connect.
Can't like Mike, you're in trouble.
Hitting the underside of the rim was Dane Goodwin.
It's rhythm not there offensively, just no rhythm for what they want to do. And that's got to be disruptive because of the defense by Duke. And defense starts with the guy with the rock in his hands. Just understands how to play, man.
Hurt feeds the post to Delorier. Delorier, jump hook, comes up short.
He's a veteran player. He's played a lot of basketball through his career. Comes off the bench, able to give guys a little rest.
Hub can't connect. Notre Dame 3 for 14 from the field to start off the second half.
Yeah, and really, it's been Brick City from the 3.
And they are 3 for 15 from three-point land for the game, and that's not going to be good enough to beat a Duke team that, with Zion Williamson in the house, lighting up the crowd. Played, of course, last season at Duke, was the National Player of the Year. And it seems as if his game has, now that he's healthy, translated relatively. We figured with Zion Williamson in the house, we might as well take a look back at some of the all-time best dunk artists to play in this building. And yes, Jerry Stackhouse, Vince Carter, a couple of Carolina guys made the list, but nobody did it better at Cameron than Zion. Although Cassius Stanley not playing today because of an eye injury, he's had a couple of Thunder dunks, and of course the dunk contest tonight at NBA All-Star Weekend. Zion not part of that. He comes back today to watch his old college team play during the All-Star break.
Man, that's great to see, isn't it? That shows you how much he loved. He loved being here. He loved being a student at the school.
O'Connell for 3. That's short. And the rebound is pulled down by Krzyzewski.
He had 72 dunks last year during his diaper dandy year where he was dominant. His dunks were vicious. They weren't just, they were unbelievable.
Krzyzewski leans in and draws the foul on Matthew Hurt, so Nate Krzyzewski will go to the line.
Take a look at right there. Look at Bagley with 98 of them. Plumlee 87. Incredible. Okafor. I could never understand why Okafor hasn't been a more productive player in the NBA. Sometimes you see he gets some good stats and then he goes to the pine, doesn't get the PT. I don't know. I'm not there, so just always amazed me because I thought he was a solid post player on the collegiate level. This guy starred him all over him. Every way, shape, and form. Personality, attitude, smile on your face. Come on, smile. And is his bank account going to go ding-a-ling-ding, ding-a-ling-ding. It's going to keep ringing and ringing and ringing.
Is that what happens to your bank account when you sign? Ding-a-ling-ding.
The show's going ding-a-ling-ding.
No.
Something else goes ding-a-ling-ding. No.
Mine goes, where did it go?
Here goes the zone defense. Step right in the gap. Hurton loves the zone.
Foul called underneath, it looks like on Pfluger, trying to wall off Vernon Carey. And that's the second on Rex Pfluger.
Mike Bray not really happy with that call, not happy with the way his guards have played here. He knew he had to get a strong game from his perimeter people, and it wasn't there.
O'Connell, quick trigger from the corner. Gibbs floats one up. That won't go. There has been a lid on the basket today for TJ Gibbs.
Yeah, Gibbs has not played the game that we know he's capable of playing, and he knows he's capable of playing. He's been such a solid player throughout his tenure at Notre Dame.
Averages about 14 a game, but he is 0 for 6 today. Mooney gets a deflection, but it looks like a foul will be called away from the ball on Leshevsky.
You know, it'd be a little bit of a move here if Duke continues as they're doing right now, up 18 and win, and you take a look at Clemson, who's been dominating Louisville today. Well, Duke can move into the first slot in the ACC.
Another three goes down, this one for Joey Baker.
Good ball movement, wide open, find the open man.
Leshevsky, yes.
He's capable of making some threes. He's got wide open, got a good square.
Yeah. Notre Dame can't trade baskets now, though. They need to have some kind of a run. A lot of time left with over 12 minutes to go, but they need stops as Duke is on pace to put up well over 80 points in this game. And they just can't miss right now as Baker connects from two-point land.
You know, wide open jump shot. He was out here shooting early, working on his touch, his shot. He's a good shooter.
Mooney seals inside, comes up short. Jones leaves, Baker in and out. Offensive rebound, O'Connell.
Can't let them get second opportunities when you're down big like this.
Carey
Look at that move.
spins
Look at
baseline.
that quick move. Are you kidding me? He knows how to play, man. Oh, Yubi Brown, you would love him. Yubi, yes, sir. Yubi's one of my guys. We're all in the 80 club. Question, will you get to the 80s club? All right, here it is.
Fluker can't finish.
Tough night for the Irish, man. It's a tough.
Jones to O'Connell.
Another
three.
They are on fire. Look at the smile by Mr. Zion. He said, those are my guys, man. Those are my guys.
Another turnover by the Irish. Trey Jones back outside. Home another triple is Joey Baker.
It's showtime at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Look at Zion. He's smiling. He loves it. Feel bad for Mike Bray. Such a class guy, good guy, works hard. My daughters are dying right now. We have 7 degrees in my family from Notre Dame. 7. We count mine honorary degree. We got 8 from Notre Dame, and I can't spell Notre Dame.
Well, unfortunately, none of them today are in three-point shooting. Carey saves it. O'Connell goes backdoor, fades away. That rolls off the rim.
Wow. Look at that lead, how it exploded.
Pfluger comes up way short.
Notre Dame came here with purpose. They came here mentally ready to play, but they can't stop. There's nothing that they can do now to control what Duke's doing offensively. They are scoring at will.
A 12-0 run for Duke. That floater won't go. There's Mooney on the offensive glass. And Mike Krzyzewski is ready to put the B team in with under 10 minutes to go.
What did Mike tell us before the game? I'd love to have a guy like Mooney. He says, Mooney comes to play. I said, do you think he can make an NBA roster? Are you kidding me? He said, you were there. You kidding me? Of course. Kid plays hard all the time. I'm not talking about stars.
Wow.
Wow.
Matthew Hurt with another three.
Matthew Hurt has that kind of ability. I'm telling you, Bob, he gets stronger, gets some confidence, develops, stays in school, which he should do. Just look at what happened to Trey Jones' game by staying in school. Get stronger, forget about getting drafted on potential and all that nonsense. Stay in school here, get bigger, stronger, physical, because he's got skills that are tough to teach. And he's got a beautiful stroke.
6 of the 9 made threes for Duke in the second half. Carey hit the rim, trying to hook one to the corner. Prentice Hubbs comes the other way, draws the foul. 77-46. Duke on top with Zion.
Look at that smile. Ding-a-ling-ding, ding-a-ling-ding. He's going to be the Mr. Ding-a-ling, baby. Oh, his bank account isn't going to go off the wall.
Kevin, and we're certainly going to get the Duke win. There's no doubt about that. They're winning 77-46 with 8.5 minutes to go here with Dick Vitale. The loss, though, Louisville's starting to crawl back into that game, but Duke would have a half-game lead in the ACC standings if Louisville falls, knowing that Duke is going to win here.
Well, the big thing is if Louisville falls, they're in first in terms of the losing column. They have only 2 losses, and Louisville would have 3, and that's a big plus. And winning an ACC championship really shows what you've done for an entire year. And I've always put a little pride in that. Obviously, their big goal is to win the gold trophy in terms of the March Madness. That's the only goal Duke really plays for. They want to be the best. A little one, put the point guard out here, spread the court, 2 wings, 2 guys on a baseline.
Is this just Mike Krzyzewski with a sizable lead, shortening the game, as traveling will be called on Wendell Moore?
Maybe working with different things he likes to really execute now, be efficient. Look at that staff there. When you look at John Shire, look at Mr. James Carrawell. Guys really love wearing that Duke jersey. I thought, to be honest with you, I thought we were going to see a great game here. I really did. I thought we were going to see
that kind of day for Notre Dame as Jawan Durham misses a wide open layup on the alley-oop.
Yeah, you know, they missed a few of those, but really that's not the difference. The difference is very simple. Duke is the better basketball team. Very simple. I mean, come on. We can sit here, analyze, evaluate all we want. It all starts too when you got great point guard play like they have with Jones. He's one of my 5 best defensive guys on the basketball.
And the addition of Goldwire this season has thrown it down is Jawan Durham. Not the addition, but just the expanded role of Jordan Goldwire this season, according to Mike Krzyzewski. Said very few teams in college basketball have 2 really good on-the-ball defenders. We've got 2 with Trey Jones and Jordan Goldwire.
You're right. There's my defensive dynamos. Jones, Higgins, Kentucky, Garrett. Certainly super down there with Kansas, McKnight. Very good. Hall, Vidal, Simpson with Michigan. Those guys come to play on the defensive end. Then you factor in a guy like Trey Jones, what he does offensively. Higgins has been turning the ball a little bit over for Kentucky, but he's got great ability on the basketball.
It'll be free throws for Notre Dame when we come back as Javin DeLaurier hits the latest 3 for Duke. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Chris Budden back here at Cameron. And Dick, let's raise some money for kids with cancer.
Well, yeah, right now, people out here at Duke, you love your Dukies. We've got loads of stories. Mount Rushmore's best 4 coaches. We talk about the best 4 players. Christian Layton is one of them. We got the best 4 point guards. We got everything you'd want in the book, and every dollar goes for kids battling cancer. Just go to dickvitale.com, and you can get an autographed copy any way you want me to sign it. I want to get this in, too, since we got a blowout. Last night, we all had dinner. We had a great time. And joining us were several guys who made big bids to get the Duke experience being here, flying on a private plane with me, coming here, going to dinner with us last night. Great guys with great generosity. And we got over 6 figures from them for the V Foundation. So I want to say a thank you right out to Darryl Bloom. Also a thank you to Mike Foley. And certainly a thank you to a guy that's as good as it gets. He gave $1,000 for my 80 years of living, and he gave $1,000 for my 40 years at ESPN, $120,000 donation.
That's what that adds up to.
The V Foundation for kids battling cancer. Michael Valdez.
That's right.
Mike Valdez is as good as it gets as a person. I'm always trying to raise dollars, man. Anybody out there want to go on the experience and come down to Duke for a game and fly on a private plane? Just write a check out for a couple six figures, and we'll do it. And we'll do it. We'll come down here. Come on. Do it and go to the V Foundation for cancer research to help kids.
And every dollar, I know, goes to help the V Foundation fight not just pediatric cancer, but all cancer.
Absolutely. For the sale of my book, every dollar goes. Anything I would make.
Offensive rebound rejected as Dane Goodwin, and Jack White takes it away.
White plays with so much more confidence this year. Nothing like getting playing time. I mean, that's frustrating to players when they know they go in for 2-3 minutes, miss a shot, they're going to come out.
White's shot blocked out of bounds by Jawan Durham. And coming up next, by the way, it's number 9 Maryland to top the Big Ten, squaring off against a Michigan State team that needs a big signature win to get back in the top 25. It's a sonic blockbuster coming up next. And Schulman and Jay Billis and Holly Rowe will have the call, 6 p.m. Eastern, as soon as we're done here at Cameron.
You know, it should be a great game. I know Dan, Jay, and Holly are going to have a terrific time. Izzo's team needs that big win. They hung on to beat Illinois on the road, and this could be great for them if they get back-to-back with certainly beating the likes of Maryland.
Although Joe Lunardi doesn't have a Big Ten team up challenging on the one line, Maryland probably could get there, but he still has 11 Big Ten teams in the field if the tournament were to start tomorrow.
You know, that's a good call, too. They all deserve to be in. I mean, they beat each other constantly. Indiana had finally a big win at home, beating Iowa. Iowa has struggled away from home. I think Garza, no doubt to me, if I'm voting for the National Player of the Year today, I'd probably give the edge to Garza, even though I like Miles Powell, but he's had a couple of subpar games. Garza's really been tough.
Delorier stepped on the end line, and that win by Indiana over Iowa took them from, at least according to Joey Brackets, from the outside looking in to one of the last 4 teams that would make the field.
Well, that could change, too. I think they play Michigan tomorrow, and then they also got a game coming up with Minnesota. I mean, those teams are going to beat. Take a look right here. Big East has been so good. Pac-12 really improved this year. Really improved. Colorado really had a great win the other day over Oregon. I'm going to tell you a game to watch tonight. You're going to give. I'm not going to laugh when I say, oh, look at the strip right here.
Alex O'Connell with a takeaway and a finger roll.
Nice play by O'Connell. Defensively and then offensively, combined both. Terrific, man. Little finger roll, little Iceman, George Gervin time. That's way before you.
I remember the Iceman.
Oh,
I've got a bald spot. Jogo draws the foul, or rather Leszewski. Free throws for Notre Dame when we come back. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots, now in 2 great tropical flavors. Anthony Cowan and Maryland getting set for our Sonic Blockbuster coming up next as the Terps are at Breslin to take on Michigan State. There are 3 teams in college basketball that have 2 players on the late season top 20 for the Wendy's Wooden Award, or the Wendy's Wooden Watch. Duke is one, of course, with Vernon Carey and Trey Jones. Maryland one with Anthony Cowan and Jalen Smith. And Kansas with Devon Dotson and Udoka Azubuike. So those 3 teams have the 2 stars that really have carried them. And would you be surprised, Dick Vitale, if any of these 3 teams ended up in the Final Four, if not the national championship game?
No, would not surprise me at all. But I'll tell you this, Cowan today, a key matchup with Winston, who could win that battle because they're really such catalysts for their team. You know, Maryland's coming off that they had to really fight to survive against Nebraska at home, but they found a way to win. They've won 7 in a row, and I know Dan, Jay, and certainly Holly will have all the story on that, but it's going to be a terrific basketball game. In fact, they play again in about 2 weeks. So I think right now this game is more meaningful in terms of a must-win for Michigan State if winning the Big Ten is on their agenda. Because they lose this game today, then they're in trouble for winning the Big Ten. Hey, I always tell you the interesting matchup tonight. Nobody else say, oh, that'll be a blowout. Oh, really? Tonight, oh, look at it. They do anything they want, man. Anything they want. Anything you can do, I can do better, one player says to the next. They strip the ball.
With another steal.
Oh, it's been ugly.
There's another one.
It's been ugly. UGL won. Hey, that game, let me tell you, Gonzaga against Pepperdine. They played earlier this year at the Kennel in Gonzaga. It went to the wire, and Gonzaga won 75-70. It is in Malibu tonight. Malibu. Man, to live in Malibu, you only got to spend about...
You live in Sarasota.
That's paradise, too.
I was going to say, how much different could it be? Chris Button, how about the effect of Zion being back in the building here at Cameron?
How about this? He doesn't have to even be on the floor to make an impact. From when he stepped in the building, Duke went on a 23-9 run. How about having that kind of an impact, just your presence being there right behind the sideline?
Yeah, when he walked into the building, this place exploded like Duke had just beaten North Carolina.
I really did. I tell you, he's having a ball here, too. He loved being a student here. He really enjoyed it. He's told that to everyone. My grandson, when he was here with me for a game last year, got such a big thrill standing talking to him.
Not too often you're going to play an ACC game and have a chance to put your walk-ons and your backups all the way at the end of the bench in the game with 3 minutes to go. But Mike Krzyzewski has done just that, as he's got Mike Buckmeyer in there now running the point. But Alex O'Connell, he has been terrific in the second half. Delorier is fouled as he rolls to the goal. And tonight, catch Sports Center after Gonzaga Pepperdine. They'll have highlights and reaction for the dunk contest. The NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago. Keep in mind, Zach LaVine is looking to become the first player to win the dunk contest and the three-point contest the same All-Star Weekend. Tiger was trying to get back in contention at Riviera, and then he started to putt. And if you watch the highlights tonight, you will realize with that putter in his hand why Tiger is not in contention at Riviera. Sports Center after West Coast Conference Hoops on ESPN, as well as the ESPN app later on tonight.
Well, Notre Dame fans will be watching because Mr. Connaughton's in there. Quite a businessman, gave up the thrill of playing baseball. The Orioles wanted him, and he's done a heck of a job coming off the bench for really a terrific team in Milwaukee. But he's in the unbelievable dunking contest. I don't think anybody could have ever imagined that when he reported to Notre Dame as a student athlete.
Buckmeyer is fouled on the baseline as he is bumped by Elijah Morgan.
Well, you and I are going to be out there in Vegas for that West Coast tournament. We'll get a chance to see Gonzaga down there. And I'm telling you now, we're going to fly down there after we do the game with Kansas, Texas Tech. And then Saturday night, you go with me to see a concert. I'm letting you pick. You want to see Bruno Mars? You want to see Barry Manilow in my era? Or do you want to see, there's so many great concerts we can go to. I'm going to let you pick one, and I'll buy the tickets.
Is Fish playing?
No, Fish is not.
Are you sure?
Fish is not there.
All right, I'll have to take a look at the other choices.
Maybe Pink Floyd? What about Pink Floyd? In here? I don't think so. I think, hey, I think you'd be really good listening to Barry Manilow.
Oh, I think you, me, and your wife, me as the third wheel at a Barry Manilow concert in Vegas.
Wow.
I mean, that has can't miss fun written all over it.
Barry Manilow, smooth. Oh, Mr. Robinson's in the house. Mr. Robinson, one of my favorite players of all time. His son, that's David the Admiral Robinson's son, with a jam just like Papa. And you better believe Papa's going to be smiling at that.
Now he swats one away.
And so is Mama.
O'Connell to Delorier.
Oh, he's embarrassed right there. He got a layup for himself. What a family, the Robinson family. One of their sons played for Notre Dame football.
And I remember a couple of years ago, David Robinson gave of his time to come to your gala. He wasn't even being honored as one of the guests. Yeah. He just wanted to be there to support and try and raise as much money as possible. David
and his wife, just classy people. He's on a board with the V Foundation. We also have Sage Steele now on the board, Jay Billis. It's such a great group of people whose hearts are in the right place.
Must be fun for David Robinson to be in the house and see his son get a chance to put a highlight reel play up. There he is. He might be getting some texts
The
right
Admiral.
now.
Send me a text, David. Come on. Hey, David. I want him at the gala this year. May 8th, David. Come on. We got Stephen A. Smith. He'll electrify the crowd. Mark Few's going to be with us. Bruce Arians. Jim Kelly, quarterback of unbelievable fame with Buffalo's going to receive the John Saunders Award. Man, I miss John Saunders, Stuart Scott. It's so hard to believe those guys are not with us. It's been all Duke here. It's been D-U-K-E. Duke was awesome, baby, today, and really hurt the dream of Notre Dame chasing a chance to play in March Madness.
Well, Duke wins going away, and for the 5th time this season, the Blue Devils have beaten an ACC opponent by at least 30. That's already a school record, and they've got a handful of games left to try and add to that record. 94-60. They take out Notre Dame, and Mike Bray's group today, Dick, they were just not themselves. Turned the ball over and could not make a three, and those are usually their 2 calling cards. They don't turn it over, and they shoot it well from 3.
Absolutely. Wasn't there today because of the suffocating defense by Duke. Duke came out with purpose. Mike told us before the game, we know we're going to get their best shot, and we have to be ready, and they were ready.
For Dick Vitale and Chris Budden, I'm Bob Wischusen saying so long from Durham, North Carolina. Duke wins it. Going away. Time for Reese Davis and the guys to take over at Michigan State. Reese?